talking brain, enlightened minds, seeking our truths, seeing the world with the mind of those who see beyond the three-dimensionally. So, talking brain, ask the right questions, uncovers the blinds.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Soul's Talking Brain.
Dun, da, da, da.
Ta-da! You are watching Being Love TV, and I am your host, Aline, and this is Ronnie, your other host.
Hello, everyone.
She seems to be like disappearing onto the side.
I'm lounging in the leisurely, lush beauty that is the Goddess of Love.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
basking in it.
Yes, I think it's appropriate.
It's appropriate.
Yes. That
it's appropriate.
Yes, we should all be taking a moment and allowing ourselves to just get a little leisurely.
Leisurely?
Relaxed.
Relax your bones, your muscles.
And
take a deep breath. Stretch.
Feel the amazingness of your physical vessel, your surroundings. Just take a moment to focus on, as Venus has recently transited, the luxuries, the things of enjoyment that you have in your life and around you in this now.
In this moment.
I think I'm speaking loudly enough.
I think so. Are you? I can hear you. It is that time. This time. It's been actually, it's an incredible time right now as we are being here in this now and experiencing what is happening. Just a couple days ago, the 4th of June of 2012, was a partial eclipse.
Partial full moon lunar eclipse. There's only 2 that are happening.
Yeah, and they call it strawberry moon.
The June moon is strawberry moon.
The June moon is a strawberry moon.
Dun, dun,
Da-da!
dun.
It's a strawberry moon. This is what's been happening in the last 3 days. Is a combination of the cosmic alignments that are occurring right now, which are everybody. If you look online or even just on the news, you can see it everywhere, and you can actually go to NASA's website, and they actually have a whole live feed of the actual Venus transiting, so you can actually watch the live feed.
That's the second thing that's happening,
which is really cool. So just
to clarify, Aline was first talking about the full moon lunar eclipse that happened on June 4th, which was the full moon in June is called strawberry moon, which we just learned that all the moons have names. I have no idea. It's so cool.
Do they actually have names? Like, are they all food names?
No.
Oh.
Like your month, which is next month, is Thunder Moon.
Thunder Moon.
Yes. And Zion's month, December, is Cold Moon.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would make sense for December being cold.
I don't think that they're like any kind of...
But it makes no sense for June being strawberry. What's associated with June and strawberries?
Spring.
Hello.
Bountiful harvests of yummy, delicious
Yummy
fruits.
Deliciousness, yes. And as we see from Magic Works, yummy indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. This is what we're going to be talking about today with what is happening cosmically in our earthly hemisphere.
So before we took a sojourn off of our subject matter, Aline was first talking about June 4th, which was the strawberry full moon.
Strawberry full moon, which was on the 4th, 2 days ago.
And then she started speaking about another wonderful cosmic alignment, which is the transit of Venus.
Which is occurring, which started yesterday.
Correct.
June 5th. And is going till today. Yes. But it actually started yesterday. It might actually have made the full transit by now.
Yeah. So those are two of the cosmic alignments that are happening.
Now, why is this such a big thing? I mean, why is this such a big thing? Number one, the fact that the Venus transit is occurring right now has made news because it hasn't happened. Because the last time this cycle actually happened, the Venus transiting, and where is it transiting? It's actually transiting around the sun, right? So what's happening is that it's going. Like my hand is the sun, and which I'll show you a video in a few minutes. Is just going around it, which hasn't happened in about
105.5 years.
So 105. So it was 105.5 years. So that's quite a long time.
Once every century.
Yeah, exactly.
And a century is 100 years. And so out of the 100 years that it could have happened, it happened this year.
Yes.
With us being here.
With us being here.
In 2012.
But, yes, the fact that we're here
in 2012.
We're here and alive and experiencing this transit. We're quite lucky. Quite blessed to be actually experiencing this. But it's also the last Venus transit of the 21st century. 21st or 20th? 21st. We're in the 21st century, right?
Magic Works is saying the cycle of Venus actually forms a pentagram over the Earth. That's right.
Exactly. I have to show you on the video. Yes.
On the two transits. Every 105.5 years, Venus transits close enough in her cycle between the Earth and the Sun that we are able to see. Yes. And when she comes twice in a period of 8 years. So the last time that she was on, she was doing her cycle that was close enough to us was 2004, the first of the two-part series of her transit in 105.5 years. Right. This is her culminating cycle. This is the second cycle.
Let me show, I want to show a video, just a little short video that actually demonstrates what is actually occurring. Wasn't that the coolest thing? I mean, I obviously know seeing... There's really 3 of me here. It's incredible to see if in some parts of the world where it was visible to actually look up at the sun and to actually see a black dot, like just a little dot. That was Venus.
But not just a little dot, that the dot was moving.
Yeah, exactly.
The sun. It's like, what is that? And why is it moving? And so, yeah, I'm just reading Magic Works in our chat has just said, can you even imagine what the sun must look like from Venus? If your eyes don't get burned looking at it.
Well, I mean, who knows? We don't know. Does it get...
Well, it's really close, eh?
I know, but if it's really close, it might not be bright. It's only bright because we are... it might be hot.
Yeah, that's...
Yes.
Yeah. The sun.
Yes, there was a little black spot on the sun yesterday. And yes, and that little black spot was Venus. it's quite incredible. I have another image to show you. This image was actually taken in Hong Kong. So there was like a whole bunch taken from around the world. And if you see the little dot there, right at the top left, that's Venus, and that's Venus transiting around the sun, which I think it's just so cool. I'm just gonna like keep this up there for a minute so you know how amazing it looks. You know, just this massive sun, and the Venus like just this little dot. Like imagine if other things were flying around it, right? There's obviously nothing else that's visible that's flying around it for us to be able to see except for that dot. It's quite amazing. So what is this whole mean? What does this all mean? Sorry? It's quite amazing, is it not? Yeah. I mean, who knows? It could be like rocks and things like flying around, but that's, you don't see it. But we can't see anything. So that's
very cool.
Yeah. So what is all the hype? What does this all mean? The fact that it's happening right now, the fact that it's happening 100 and more years later, and it only happens every so. I mean, what is...
Some people believe in synchronicities. And some people believe in coincidence. And some people believe that absolutely nothing is connected at all.
That's right, yeah.
So, in and of itself, the fact that Venus is transiting during our lifetime, during the century that it's in the century of its transit,
that we're here
and this now is really cool.
Well, yeah, because we're getting to experience it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's just really amazing in and of itself. The fact that that happens to coincide with the other blessing that we have been given in being here in this now, which is the culmination of the grand cycle of 25 to 26,000 years, is also a major blessing for us to be here during this period of time, but also an enormous harmonizing of the cosmos at the same time as well.
Well, it's all in harmony. It's aligned. Everything is aligning.
Again, some people believe in it, some people don't.
But
the reality is that it is.
It's physically happening.
It's physically happening.
It's not something
whether
you can't see.
Want to put something into that more so or not, the reality is that it is happening.
Yes.
Okay. So now we're going to put a little bit more.
We're gonna put a little bit more spin
because we've seen
a
little bit more happening in the world that I don't think it's so far-fetched for people to be able to embrace this perspective. All perspectives are possible. All perspectives have merit. That was really cool.
Oh, that was
so
do that again.
One more time. Okay. Anyways,
she can't do that really well.
We're putting this on me.
Of course.
Okay, I won't move my hand.
Oh, that was
good. All perspectives have merit. The perspective that we choose is the perspective that we manifest. So, here is a perspective for you.
Okay.
We have heard for some time now about 2012, and that 2012 is related to the embodying and expressing of the divine feminine or goddess energy. It is a time of ascending out of fear-based consciousness into love-based consciousness, of aligning the mind within the heart, of trusting and having faith in self, in life, in everything, as opposed to worrying about self, life, and everything. It's a complete and utter transition.
Venus is a feminine energy, right? So
I was going right there. So
exactly. So yeah, go on.
So then, when you've got 2012 being that which it's about,
which is
everything I just said.
Yes.
And then
there was a commercial I think that came on, and some people might have just missed what you said.
Oh.
Yeah. It's okay.
Very quickly, 2012 is about steering our consciousness out of fear and into love. It's about bringing in the divine feminine goddess energy. Venus represents the goddess of love.
The feminine energy, yes.
Right? And not just the feminine energy, but the goddess of love.
Love, yes.
Right?
Love, beauty, yes.
So, it's just amazing how there is that little addition, right? Because we are coming out of fear into love. She represents the goddess of love. And we are coming into the feminine energy as well. And in this year of 2012, of the end of the grand cycle, Venus makes her transit. And not only does she make her transit...
She's got good timing.
See?
Synchronicities. It's not coincidence. It's just the cycle of life. Yes.
She's also in retrograde. So she's spinning.
Well, what is? Why don't you explain what it means to those who don't?
It just means when they're going around their, when we're going around the solar system, we're the Earth spins around its own axis as it's going. All the other planets do the same thing. And when they go in retrograde, they spin the other way for a little while. They're still going in the same direction. Right. They're just spinning in the other way for a while.
They just kind of go the opposite direction.
Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Let me go back myself. Or I got twisted up. I'm going to untwist my cord. So right now, Venus is in retrograde and transiting the sun. So Venus in retrograde is when we really want to heal. We bring to the surface things that we may not have looked at before in respect to relationships, love, intimacy.
Right.
And 2012 again is about healing the fear into love, transcending. And Venus is in retrograde transiting the sun, which is seen as the masculine energy. That's right. She is blocking.
Well, the sun,
she is blocking that, right? the sun, the masculine energy. The sun is the masculine. And therefore saying it is time to look at the feminine.
Wow.
It is time to look
at it, right? But that's a really great way of looking at it.
Just I like it. Up to this way.
I like it.
So we're opening to the now she's not blocking completely. She's
not getting in his way.
Making herself known. It's time to pay attention.
Look at me.
It is time.
I'm just silently crossing over and saying,
let's
women
together.
Arise, bring in the love, the heart, the feminine, and balance.
All beings arise.
Well, actually, in the last
all beings
in the last
arise.
Centuries and all of existence, we are just in the last maybe 30 or 50 years, maybe less. Women are taking much more of a role that they are allowed to do a little bit more than
when a man arises in his femininity.
Right. Yeah.
He arises with the same amazingness as the woman.
Exactly. But now this is what's happening in the new age, and we are evolving, and we are growing, and we are balancing equality. And so this is there is no hoopla into this. It just is. It's what happens. Exactly. It's happening. It's just happening. It's history. It's just
exactly. That's another synchronicity. You see,
just see what you're living in.
You can see it as a coincidence. You can see it as having no connection at all. But the reality of the situation is that
it just makes sense.
We're doing this show right now.
Yeah,
and you're watching it.
You're watching us. You are.
You know,
do not be fooled.
People are talking about these things so much more openly. It's not just being talked about more openly, but people actually know what people are talking about when they're talking about it.
As opposed to not knowing.
It's not relegated to some high priests or priestesses in some small little place somewhere off, which is very cult-like and nobody's allowed.
Right.
It's
just everyday existence, and this is a part of our world.
But it was not commonplace very long ago.
No, we would have been burned.
This is yet another. Oh my gosh, Aline and I, which is at the stake.
Would have been. But I really like the fact that we are getting out of our minds, out of the head and into the heart. And right now, in this day and age, and with everything that is evolving, like for example, from the internet, the social networking, where people are standing up, the occupation, people, humanitarianism and things that peace and everything that we are wanting to make global change is happening all at the same time, and it's happening. And this is like the cherry on the or is it the icing on the cherry?
Cherry on the cake.
Cherry on the cake.
On the cake.
Or the icing, whichever one you want.
Yeah. Or both.
hoax, or whatever you want to call it, magic word saying or superstition, whatever you want to call it, it's happening right now. And Venus, being representation of the feminine energy, representing beauty and love, passing the masculine after a century. You know, I mean, it kind of does say something, right? It
Again,
really does.
Everything says something. Out of nothingness can we create an entire story, and based on that story can we live an entire life.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, sorry, we just, magic word saying it's the trigger for the next age. Age being, you know, we're entering into the age of Aquarius.
I would say it's not the. I would match your statement. It's a trigger for the next stage with. It is the ripples of love that we are being ushered upon into the ascension of our being.
We're evolving into it
lovingly. Venus, the cosmos is coming and embracing us on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we're being given this glorious cosmic picture show to watch, and share with each other.
It is a picture show,
and people across the world.
It's a live feed. It's an
no matter what they believe in.
It's a live feed.
Yeah,
like a live feed. You know, you're watching like a live feed right now, but you know, the Venus transit is an actual live feed that we're down here watching from. You know, watching
all of us together on this planet.
Sure,
it's it
is throughout history and what we have been taught and read and what's occurred in hundreds and thousands of years has always been in all cycles, right? Everything has been in cycles, and
this
is an exciting time because this is the actual time that we've been waiting, humanity, for as long as we've been living to be. So we right now who are alive to be witnessing this experience, and what is being said is that, you know, I obviously am much happier, or if I had a choice, if I was to say, okay, I'm going to be born in a time where women were, what is the word I'm looking for? They were not, like, let's just pick a time, like in the, I don't know, you know, AD or BC, or even in the, you know, 10th century or 16th century, women did not have any role or importance. They were degraded. They were put down. They couldn't speak. They couldn't, you know, they didn't have a role like the men did, for example. So that just in and of itself, and how it was, and if I was chosen to come into a world where, which one would I be granted to be like, you know, you can come into this time, which is 2012, be here and live in this experience where there's more equality, there's more justice. I wouldn't say that it's 100%, but at least there is more. And you have the ability to be talking.
There's more.
You don't think there's more? Okay, never mind justice. Let's just say equality. There's definitely more equality. You're able to walk around the way we walk around and do the things that we can do, and the ease of things that we have, as opposed to back then when there was, you know, back then, you know, they would burn you. They would kill you for something. Nowadays, they don't do that, you know. I mean, maybe some countries still do that, but majority of it don't. So I would definitely want to be living right now.
Okay.
So my point is,
yes,
that this is a time that I think throughout history, throughout time, people have been wanting to be at this time. People have done everything they can to be at places, to, you know, to get the rights and the equality, which is the balance of the feminine and the masculine energies. This is what everybody's been wanting to be. In a place where it's more peaceful and there's more equality. Wouldn't you want to be living in that? Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, do you want to take a quick Share the love?
Yes.
Share the love gift with everyone?
Before I do, I just wanted to read some of the commentaries here. It's the every 8-year period, back to the 1900s, major changes happened. Look back at the last 8 years. What has taken place? We must all be special since we are here. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Every single day there is some major change happening. But yes, in the last few years, it's been bigger and bigger and bigger and better and better. And on that thought, bigger and better, we'll be right back.
Share the love.
We share the love.
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 How do we share the love? Well, let me tell you. If you are enjoying what you're seeing and you're watching, we would love for you to share the shows with all people that you know. You can share them on Facebook, on all social networking sites, Twitter, on AIM, MySpace, Stumble, Dig. You can do all kinds of things by sharing. You can also embed this video. We record all of our shows, and so therefore we archive them. And so you could always go back and watch our shows all the way back to when we started, and you can embed our videos onto, if you've got a website, you can embed them on your website as well. So we would really love to share the love. Share the love.
Are very appreciative to you for sharing the love.
Yeah.
That's what this show and this channel is all about, and why we're doing what we're doing today, talking about the cosmic alignments that are going on in this now, is to be assisting, uplifting, awakening, enlightening people, disseminating information so that people can make conscious choice, because we have been fed the wrong information for many, many, many years. Aline and I are dedicated, our lives are dedicated. Part of our purpose for actually being here is to communicate information about our inherent, our authentic beingness. We don't need information normally when we're just being, because we just flow. But when we've been conditioned to be seeking out information and thinking and trying to figure things out and listening to what someone else tells us is how our life is supposed to be when it's not, then we do need information to remind us.
Yeah.
So when you share the show, you are sharing the knowledge that we have, that has been kept from us. And the more of us that garner that knowledge, the faster the changes that we all want in our lives will be made manifest, because the more of us will be living them truthfully. And so we thank you for sharing the show, and we implore you to please do, because this is what this is all about. This is for the benefit of all. It's benefiting everybody.
When we say change and global change, is that we are being the example of change, is being love, right? There's nothing more than having to create a peaceful, loving world that we would all really do want, equally, in harmony, peacefully, lovingly. And it's not something that's far away and some far-fetched idea or ideal, or what's the word, idealism? Being ideal, right? Is that right? It's real. It's a choice. It's how you choose to be. So it's a time that to take this into action, into doing and being, is the best example to teach, is being it. You're being it, somebody else is watching you being it, and therefore somebody else is being it, because it's a snowball effect. And that is what this is all about.
So participating in shows like this one, for example, finding out about the synchronicities, coincidences, or happenstance of the cosmic alignments that are occurring in our world, and how these things connect and how we are connected to them, assists in our understanding of just how interconnected we are to everything that is. And it also assists us in finding the strength and the courage to make the choices to come from love instead of fear, which is what this is all about.
The whole system that we've been living in, the whole centuries to this day, everything feeds on fear, right? Well, what now in today's age, and what's happening right now, right here in this year and time, is that we are breaking out of fear. We are coming into feeding on and through and with love.
Yes.
Because that is the only way that we can create a peaceful, harmonious life, not only for ourselves personally, but for everybody around, and therefore everything and everyone.
And it's and
the planets are supporting that.
It's very foreign to many people in many ways.
I mean,
to
literally.
come from a mindset that is truly a 360-degree opposition to where you have been taught and how we have been operating, interacting with one another for thousands upon thousands of years. So it shouldn't be anything that you are getting down on yourself or beating yourself up on with respect to, trying so hard to be love, and then you're getting worried and you're not trusting and you're not seeing that you are actually a co-creator. You're not recognizing your empowered divinity. We have to be patient with self. The same way that Venus took 8 years to complete her transit across the sun. She gave us 8 years. The same way Magic Works wrote that every 8-year period back to the 1600s, to our knowledge, major changes have occurred. Yeah. Becoming aware is the first step. Being aware is really good.
It's
really wonderful. So start there.
No, that's all you really need, is being aware, because it takes care of everything else. Once you're aware,
then
you can make the conscious choices. Then you
should make.
Exactly.
And are more committed. So it's not, when we say that awareness is all that you need, it's because it's like a domino effect. Once the awareness is there, then you see the choices more clearly. Once you see the choices more clearly, if you are loving self and you're truly being aware, you're being conscious, you're going to make a conscious choice that is to your benefit, that is loving self.
Yeah.
And then you will do what you can to support yourself in loving self as much as you can, and therefore everything else ripples, like your name, out from there.
Yes.
Positively. So people do tend to feel very heavy when they start going into facing fears and letting go of worries, and see it as monumental, because it really, I had a whole summer of insanity. So I'm speaking from experience.
Not a whole lifetime, but just a whole summer.
It's you're flipping your whole head like an owl. We're growing wiser. So, you do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little back and forwards, and then you kind of balance it out again, and it's not so bad. Actually, it's very natural. It's very right. It's not just not so bad. It's what should be. And what is what was the not so bad.
Not so bad.
Not so great.
The same way as you can perceive it and see it and believe it in any way you choose to, and we're all entitled to that. And we do not here in Being Love TV on Soul's Talking Brain show, we do not pick one side or the other side. We are merely just another you here, opening a forum and having a discussion about things that we would like that would be benefit to everyone in this planet. Every living thing. So however way we want to do it, if we want to open a topic, whether it is from the cosmos to the animals, or to people, or to organizations, or to everything, then I forgot my thought.
At the
at
the
end of the day, or at the
of everything, it is a choice to be love.
Yes.
When we act from fear, we have yucky experiences. There's no magic there. It's no major scientific discovery that we need to go into. We've all experienced it firsthand. When you're coming from fear, when you're worried,
I think we kind of know that already.
When you're anxious,
yes.
when you're afraid, we all know it's a yucky feeling.
There's no signs.
When we're feeling love, when we're feeling trust, when we're feeling faith, we're relaxed. We feel safe. We're comfortable. We're happy. It's blissful. We know both of those experiences, and we know from our own experiences that the same exact thing can cause either fear or love.
Mm-hmm.
We have been taught to come from fear. And so we've been taught to say, whatever, Venus transiting, schmansiting, strawberry moon, June, whatever. What does that perception do for us?
Yeah.
Except this, right? Whatever. Ugh. Can we freeze frame? Don't. Seriously. No, really, don't do that, okay? Okay. Press the play button now. Fast forward! Saying Venus transiting, strawberry moon, which is the only of 2 lunar eclipses, 2 transits of Venus, culminating in this year.
In 2012,
2
in this whole year.
Partial lunar eclipses. This is the first in this year. Happening in 2012, which is the grand cycle culmination, and therefore, again, a transition. How does it make you feel to know that you are alive right now during this? Now, isn't that a much nicer feeling to foster?
It's pretty cool.
We can go either way.
Yep.
At the end of the day,
and we have the choice. Either way. Yeah, we totally have the choice.
And my way isn't any more right than your way, and your way isn't any more right or wrong than my way. They're just different ways.
Mm-hmm.
But they manifest
love.
Experiences in our physical reality that match them.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, then that's my experience. And if I'm like, wow.
Totally, that's exactly what it is. It's what do you want to be experiencing? What do you want to be allowing yourself to feel? Like, do you really like feeling, ugh? I don't think I like feeling like that. I don't want to. Nobody wants to feel that. Nobody wants to feel that. Everybody wants to feel good. No. Nobody wants to feel that. Nobody wants to feel unhappy or annoyed or frustrated or yucky. Everybody wants to feel good, and everybody wants to.
Sorry.
Everybody wants to feel happy. This is the time, and a very special, very, very, very special occasion that we are experiencing here with you right now for the Venus transit. It's really, really cool. If anyone ever got to actually see that, see the actual transit, so cool, because it's very surreal. I just want to show that picture one more time of that little dot. That little dot. That's Venus. Bliss, bliss, bliss. Magic works. We want to say thank you for, oh, you saw both. That's amazing. Wow. So cool. Did you see that in the daytime or in the evening? Just asking Magic Works when he saw the Venus transit. I'll just wait until he answers. But I wanted to say thank you for anyone who is watching right now for being here. Thank you. And oh, that was the first. The first was in the morning. Oh, you saw it twice at sunrise.
Yes, the first was in 2004.
Wow, that's so cool.
And
so cool.
Also to take the chance to open up a platform for discussing things that radiate from a perspective of love with people that you meet out on the street, at the office, in your family. It doesn't have to be anything that is so grandiose of a divergence from what they may be used to.
Yeah.
But, you know, just something where, you know, you're saying what a lovely day it is today. But then maybe taking a moment and really going into your gratitude for that day. You know, this day could have been any other kind of a day, but it's today and it's wonderful. And just giving that moment to foster love.
Fostering love.
The more that we do, the easier it becomes to adopt this way of being.
And therefore it becomes your everyday life. Yeah.
Which, of course, fosters our experiences.
Yeah.
But we have to begin. So take a step. It could be a baby step. It could be for 1 hour at your lunch period. But try. And little by little, bring love into your life.
Nice. Very nice. So,
on that note,
happy Venus transit.
Indeed.
Indeed do. May all your wishes come true. May you make choices that are loving yourself first, and therefore loving everyone and all around. Until next time.
In Lakesh Alakin, blessedly be, sweet angels.
Talking brain, enlightened minds, seeking out truths, seeing the world with the mind of those who see beyond the three-dimensionally. So, talking brain, ask the right questions, uncovers the blinds. Souls, talking brain, enlightening minds, oh yeah, seeking out truth. Souls, talking brain, ask the right questions. So